Governor Bush, I've floated the idea that we need a big deal through September of 17 right now because the military is in such dire shape and continuing resolutions don't allow Joe Dunford, the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs, or Ash Carter, who's a well-respected Secretary of Defense, to rebuild the military. What would you think about a deal where the president got some new domestic spending, some sugar candy, in exchange for blowing the sequester off the Pentagon and starting the rebuild sooner rather than after the next president takes office?
How about this? How about having the Senate say if you want to filibuster because you're opposed to providing support for the men and women in the military, because if you're correct, this one-off kind of continuation budget does not allow for the kind of strategic planning that's necessary. Let's have a real filibuster. Make the Democrats filibuster till over the weekends and as long as it takes to break the filibuster, because I think a majority of them do want to fund the military budget. We spend a lot on domestic spending because of the so-called entitlements, which grow at a far faster rate than everything else. I don't think we have a spending problem in Washington. We have a resolve problem, and this is the first priority. So force the hand of the Democrats that are saying they're filibustering for more spending. Make them explain why they want to gut the military.
Well, I'm all for that, but they're pretty good at avoiding the spotlight when they want to, and we have an international crisis. I'm sure you saw that Russian missiles hit Iran today because they don't know how to fire them. Who knows when they're going to start hitting Israel because they don't know how to fire them. But we have Russian troops and tanks and now so-called volunteers flooding into Syria. Can we really stand around and watch Washington play its games instead of getting real military spending to the Pentagon, Governor?
Well, that's exactly why I think we need to force the hand of the Democrats, because I think a majority of them want to be able to support the military. They realize that the sequester has put us in a weakened position. This has a lot to do with, we have a strong military compared to other places, even today. This has a lot to do with the lack of leadership in the White House more than anything else. I mean, think about it. As we pull back, we sign an agreement with Iran. The leader of the Quds forces goes to Moscow. He negotiates a deal for Iran's significant engagement in Syria, as well as the Russian engagement, and we have not responded in kind. And it is creating a significant problem, and we have the resources, we just don't have the will.